Hello my amazing artists, and welcome back to art class. Today we are going to be creating a picture with some snowmen, as you can see here, from something called a worm's eye view. Now you've probably heard the phrase bird's eye view, which when you really think about that, that describes like what things would look like to a bird, right? So birds would be really high up in the sky. When they look down, everything's a lot smaller. But a worm's eye view is kind of the opposite of a bird, which would be from the ground up. So we're doing a worm's eye view of some snowmen. So what would these snowmen look like if we were kind of down on the ground, as tiny as a bug or maybe a squirrel or chipmunks or other small animals? And we are going to create that type of perspective and add some fun details and colors using whatever you have at home. So let's get started. So first step to making your snowman project is we do need to make a square piece of paper, and most pieces of paper come in the shape of a rectangle. So how do we take this rectangular piece of paper and turn it into a square? Well, that's actually pretty easy. If you hold the paper vertically, take this top corner here, and I want you to fold this corner down until you are able to match up these two edges of the paper. So obviously I can't do that holding it in the air, so I will do it here against my easel for you. And I am going to roll my paper over until it matches up with the edge there and then press it down. I'm going to do that on the table in front of me here so that I don't knock my easel over. All right, now I'm not going to completely fold it because I don't want a giant line going across my paper, but if that is what you need to do, then that is what you need to do. So I have brought my paper over to the edge. I'm just going to take my pencil and I am going to very lightly just make a little pencil mark across my paper so that when I unfold my paper, you can kind of see this line that I've made here. And I'm going to take a pair of scissors and cut off the extra. All right, cut off my extra paper, and there you go. You have a square sheet of paper. So you can make a rectangular piece of paper into a square by simply taking a top corner, fold it until your edges match up, draw a line, and cut off the extra. All right, so creating our snowmen to make that worm's eye angle, we want to make it look like if we were low on the ground and looking up, this is what our snowmen would look like, kind of as they're looking down on us. And then you can have fun and kind of personalize your snowmen to make them the way that you want them to be. So what we're going to start off with is by drawing a larger round part of the circle to be the body of our snowmen in each corner. So I'm going to start with this corner down here. Make a pretty decently sized C shape in each corner of your paper. They can all be slightly different. You don't want to make them too big because you do need to leave room for the head and also leave room for like some hats and earmuffs and fun things that you can put on their heads. So there I have my snowmen's bodies and their heads, and now I can start to add some fun details. So you can do, eyes. You can make like a fun mouth. Maybe you want to make a more traditional snowman that has, the kind of rocks or the little pieces of coal put into a smiley face shape. Maybe you want to have, like I had more of a silly mouth snowman over here. And then you can start, adding little details, things to your snowmen to make them look more realistic. Obviously you want to, give them their carrot noses and things like that. And then you can add other things like hats, scarves, earmuffs. You can see from my example over here, I have earmuffs on this guy. He's got kind of like a fancy red top hat. You could do, your usual winter puffball hat, whatever you would like to do. I am going to give this guy kind of a fun winter puff hat. Now I am just going right into this with marker. You can use whatever kind of supplies that you have at home, whether that be marker or colored pencil, crayon, whatever you've got, use what you have. And do a little puffball hat on this guy. I can also do, like a green theme on him. Make sure you use some patterns, make it look kind of fun. And I'm also going to give him a scarf. You can see you have a scarf that kind of has the two ends dangling like this one, or a scarf that goes across their body like this. And then maybe has the end draping. And you can go ahead and color in all of these parts, okay, all these little details. Maybe add some more dots for buttons. And don't forget about arms either, so you can have the arms going straight up in the air, out to the side. I might do this guy out to the side. But when I do the arms to make them look a little bit more stick-like, I kind of do them like little triangles. Color them in. And add the little hands. So the rest of this is completely up to you. Now the only other thing that I can add to my snowmen to make them look a little bit more realistic would be a little bit of light blue. Now I didn't have a light blue marker when I was doing this example here, but I do have a light blue or a blue-green crayon, which would be perfect for this. And you can take your crayon and add, you know, just along the white part of the snowman, little lines that kind of make it look a little more realistic like that. Add a little bit of shading, make them look a little more three-dimensional. You're not coloring them blue, but just adding just a little bit to make them look a little bit more realistic and have a little bit of shadow on them. And the rest is totally up to you. So you are going to make 4 snowmen. Make your paper into a square shape, do the body, do the head, and then add whatever details you would like to do. And just make sure that you send me a picture so I can see your graded artwork, and I really look forward to seeing your worm's eye view snowmen, and I'll see you guys next time for our class. Bye!